Adsoons I'm as sick as a dog, I vowed I would make him look like a cuckold, as he is. Today I'm going to talk about almanacs. You'd be familiar with what an almanac is because it's very similar to a modern-day diary or calendar. But in the 17th century in particular, they were extremely popular. It's estimated that over 350,000 almanacs were published every year. They came in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and they gave you all kinds of information. I'm going to flip through a couple of examples to show you what a typical almanac page might look like. These are principal days of the month with astronomical as well as astrological information. So for here you're told no real night but constant day or twilight. So this is the length of each day. This is another earlier almanac with again a list of useful information. This one gives you the names of the kings of England and the dates upon which they ruled, a tide table telling you when high and low tide is. So they offered a variety of information. So the almanac that I'm going to focus on today is called A Double Ephemeris for the year of our Lord 1700. It's a particularly interesting almanac because there are a series of blank pages inserted between the printed pages, and it initially seems to have been owned by a medical man who wrote a whole series of medical formulas, prescriptions for potions and pills in the blank pages. One particularly intriguing example is a recipe for a merry pill to cure depression. Merry pill contains soap bark, hellebore seeds, nigella seeds, marjoram, rue and salvia. Some of those ingredients still in use today, but some of them are poisonous, so don't make this recipe up at home. This book also passed through a number of different and quite intriguing hands. A woman called Burgess, who puts down the exact date of her birth, which would imply that there's some kind of astrological prediction going on. Towards the end of this almanac, there's a comment written in an 18th century hand, perhaps a mid-18th century hand, where some gentleman says, "Adsoons I'm as sick as a dog, I vowed I would make him look like a cuckold, as he is." So what's particularly interesting about an almanac like this one is that it gives us an intimate glimpse into the past. Because it passed through several hands and because it was used for several different purposes, it means that we can trace back the sort of things that people felt, thought about, were prescribed in the late 17th and early 18th centuries.